Some news in the GT Planet Fantasy series. Over the last week, the reveal of the Concept Driver Cup has been unveiled, and 5 new cars are going to be added to the lineup to make it a full 42-car grid, and they will be driving either Dodges or Pontiacs, and have light blue bumper stickers driving research and development for 2015 teams. Welcome to the GT Planet Fantasy Series, Round 8 of Daytona. Some issues early on for both Checker and Rally Morton. Both of them botched the engines on the start of this race. However, Concept Driver Raven 214 and Ryu would lead us to the green flag. Raven, the first and so far only Concept Cup driver to start on the pole, and is his inaugural event, and would end up making himself eligible for the Budweiser Shootout in 2015. He would go on to lead the first lap by a considerable margin, and as they went off into turn 1, you can see the rest of the field starting to pan out behind them. This is the group of cars there at the front. The Cybertron would take the lead by lap 5, and they'd already be going 3 wide. There you see a bunch of Concept Cup drivers in the front of the pack, but right now Raven for the lead, getting it taken away on lap 16 once again by the Cybertron. Goofy Tyler, he finished second last week and finished second in the Daytona 400. Do not count him out of a race at Daytona. These 3 would go back and forth swapping about the lead until Whitetail and Niku Driver HC, 2 Concept Cup drivers, would push themselves up to the inside, giving Raven and the Cybertron a push. There you see Harsk 100, the final Concept Cup driver, all of them within the top 10 at this point. These 3 cars, Raven, the Cybertron, and GT Racer, were on a breakaway for a little while, but then they got caught up to by the pack. Here you see Raven, though, still in a commanding lead, leading the majority of the laps as of lap 24, driving the ALS Association car. Sparky Tooth, with a push from Turbo Snail, makes it 3 wide to try and go for the lead, but Goofy Tyler gets the lap led. That's another lap he's led in super speedway races. Wouldn't be long before he stayed in the lead. But don't count out Raffle Waffle there in the 16. He won the Daytona 400. He knows how to get it done, and I expect to see him toward the front at the end of this thing. Oh yeah, we got trouble. NASCAR fan, Carbonox, Niku Driver, HC, Harsk 100. Oh man, there they all go. Silver Wing, AJHG. Oh man, I think that was either Jaggy or Durr winning. One of the Pepsi cars just plowed into that. They have the same paint scheme this weekend. NASCAR fan got into the wall, and Harsk just drove right into his door. NASCAR fan does a good job saving it, but everybody else ahead of him end up crashing as a result of trying to avoid the 14. Not sure why NASCAR fan ends up getting into the wall here, but I'm not sure why Harsk runs right into him. Lots of question marks with that one. I guess NASCAR fan got tight, and I don't know why Harsk ran into him, but on board with Harsk. Maybe this will shed some light. I mean, there's plenty of room to the inside of him. I'm not too sure about that. Almost gets away with it, and then he gets some instant karma. Durr winning, we can now confirm, was the car that plowed into AJHG, and he is going to DNF. This is looking with AJHG. Silverwing nearly made it through, and he almost made it through in good timing, but then he got taken out by Johnny 1996, and right there, that's where Durr winning plows into the side of the 51. Now, this is a huge break for Samurai 8 Juice. He was within maybe 2 seconds of going a lap down, and if you go a lap down at Daytona, you know that's almost impossible to get back. Green flag flew. Raven and Goofy Tyler first and second. Off into turn 1, you see Swiftsmith. He was already darting around before the green flag came out. He's down to help Raven, and the 2 of them are going to go nose to bumper and go by Goofy Tyler and Turbo Snail. Wouldn't be long though before Tire Iron with help from GT Racer 98, went to the lead, making all 4 Concept Cup draw. Whoa! That was Harsk 100 cutting off a driver, not being a very courteous pack marker, that's for sure. There's Whitetail in the Bambi car taking the lead. Still prancing about the meadows, that deer. Now we have more lap cars to deal with. Oh, we got a car sideways down there. Saw some smoke. No caution, so I guess it's okay, but we got some cars on the apron. And one car, I'm pretty sure, I think there's a white car in the background that went around. See what happened. I'm thinking it was the Budweiser shootout winner of this year. That was the B-Man. He got into, Doodle got into him. And there's just no room. Around he goes, but I don't think he hits anything. And he doesn't. He holds on to it, so that's a good job keeping it out of anything there. Earth would end up taking the lead as a result of lap traffic. The light blue 42, the black and blue 37, and that Red Bull 14 all going a lap down. Would not be long before pit stops happened. You see not many drivers coming in this first batch, and pit stops at Daytona, if you have not already noticed from the Daytona 400 and the shootout, if you take a green flag pit stop, things are going to get pretty weird. That was your leader you saw after they cycled out with a 3.5 second lead. One lap later, it was down to a 2.34 second lead. That's Gran Turismo 916 trying to fend them off, but by the third lap that he crossed the line, it was down to 1 second, a 1 second gap. That shows how important the draft is. And he eventually was caught up to by Jaggy and Bay and Hamlin 11:24, and they crossed the line together. He leads one more lap before being passed by the Oddbox Toyota. See Ninners, you see Michelin, you see Whitetail, you see Samurai 8 Juice back in it after nearly going a lap down earlier. That caution is a lifesaver to him. Here you see the lap car that of the 32. Remember at Talladega, the 32 was a huge drafting partner. Doesn't look like anybody wants to go with him this time around. Michelin goes on the inside of the PlayStation car and leaves him alone. Dustone also running quite well. He was in second in that frame. Now he's still in the top 5 as they approach Ryu to put him another lap down. Earth gets that lap. You also see the lapped car of Silver Wing back there. The thing with the lapped cars at Daytona is there's not really a whole lot of places to go if you catch them in a bad spot. And here we are on board with Bay and Hamlin. This shows how frustrating it is to be in second place, but have to do twice the work to get up to first place. He's sitting third in line, but he's second place because that car right in front of him, the PlayStation car, is a lap down, and you can see he's even blocking a little bit, the number 32. Finally, though, getting around him and having a clear shot to the lead, but it wasn't long before he would be caught up by another lapped car, and he would get freight trained, the number 4, as well as Turbo Snail and a few others. Then it would be Harsk 100 and Carbonox, and then Johnny 1996. There's a lot of lap traffic to work. Whoa! Carbonox nearly came right down across the nose of the 24 of Jaggy. That would have been a big crash and would have had a lot of explaining to do to the stewards. Harsk 100 being an unglorious back marker, darting between lanes of traffic, holding them all up, equal amount. Harsk is arguably one of the slowest cars on the track right now. I'm not sure what the limit is to stay on the racetrack, but he's got to be flirting with it. There you see, though, he's still, the lap traffic still holding up some cars in the back there, leading a breakaway once again for the number 6 of Gran Turismo Gran Turismo 916, and Earth behind him. Right now, with about 100 laps, with about 20 laps to go to the left is your current running order. You can see how scrambled it is. Not often are you going to see negative 40 seconds behind in a race at Daytona. You see 4 cars are out of the race. The 71 of Raven actually had to retire. He had an issue with the ignition system on the car during the green flag pit stops. And that's a shame to see him go out early because he looked like he really had a chance to win this thing. Right now, if you're rooting for the Concept Cup drivers, you're going to be rooting for that number 9 car in the back of this pack, as he's the only one in the field. currently in contention. You see Quiet Girl and NASCAR Fan 1400, both cars with pink on them, are holding up the field. Not being very gracious back markers at all. Quiet Girl trying to move out of the way, but at the same time blocking the outside line. And you got to give the back markers a little bit of slack, because when you're on 31-degree banking, there's not a whole lot of places to go. But oh well, you got to deal with them anyways. Earth trying to go around the 37 of Silverwing to put him another lap down. These drivers going numerous amounts of laps down now. You see pit stops happening again on lap 100. These will be the final pit stops, and it definitely shook up the field again. This is what we would end up with 5 laps later. Pit stops completely cycled out. This is what we're going to be looking at for a chance to win. Here you see Whitetail to the lead for the Concept Cup. If he could win this and get 43 points over all the other Concept Cup drivers, that would be a lot, or that'd be a pretty big gap that they'd have to climb up there. You see the number 19 on board with Gooby Tyler. He's sitting in that second flat pack. Not enough cars to get himself up into this main pack. We're not going to be seeing what happened last week at Armory Digital. Earth to the lead with help from Ninners and help from Bane Hamlin. However, they are catching Jaragini with a special paint scheme in honor of Daytona. No sponsorship on that car. Instead of white, it's carbon fiber for the secondary color. You see once again Whitetail trying to make something happen in that Pontiac, and he's sitting around there, but I don't know if he's going to be able to do it. And how about this? Samurai 8 Juice to the front of the field. He almost went a lap down, and if it wasn't for Hursk 100 running NASCAR Fan sideways, or NASCAR Fan hitting the wall, he'd probably be out of the contention. But here we go, coming to 2 laps to go at the Daytona International Speedway for the Coke Zero 300. They're going to have to deal with a little bit of lap traffic. There you see Samurai 8 Juice in the lead. Jaggy trying to get past the 6 of Gran Turismo 916. Looks like he will do such a thing. They're going to be side by side though. Earth on the inside of Jaggy now, and now you see Samurai 8 Juice negotiating the lap traffic, slowing him down a little bit. Here we go, white flag in the air. We are not going to end this race under caution. It's going to go green. You see Sparky Tooth holding up your leader of Samurai 8 Juice. Here comes Earth around the outside, but now Sparky Tooth jumps to the outside and blocks the outside line. Jaggy says enough of this. He jumps down to the inside line right behind Samurai 8 Juice, and here comes Gran Turismo 916 with him. 3-car breakaway. Earth, probably the stronger of these cars, but he's stuck behind lap traffic. Here we go, 3 wide, down into turn 3. Samurai 8 Juice on the outside. Now he cuts down across the nose of the 24 of Jaggy. Jaggy is out of it now. There's no way he's going to get it with the outside line. Here comes Gran Turismo 916. Is he going to try and make a move on Samurai 8 Juice? Coming to the checkered flag. The small pack of cars, most of them lapped. And after almost going a lap down, Samurai 8 Juice is going to end up winning the Coke Zero 300. And how about that? If it wasn't for the caution flag, he wouldn't have had a chance. Lost the draft early on, but look at that. Help from lap traffic, help from cautions. I think he got everything right in terms of luck today. Great drive from the number 77 of Samurai 8 Juice. Here you see the full standings. Gran Turismo 916 second, Ninners third, Bane Hamlin fourth, Jaggy fifth, Whitetail winning in the Cup Series, or the Concept Cup in 7th. Mega Umbrian, good run for him in 9th. Goofy Tyler ends up 12th, not what he wanted. Tire Dyer in the second Concept Cup car coming home 16th. There's your gap from 1st to 2nd in the Concept Cup. Swift Smith, Niku Driver HC is 21st in the Concept Cup. Quiet Girl, the first one to lap down in 26th. You saw the rest, but there's the winner, the best at Daytona. Tonight, it's going to be Samurai 8 Juice eating some Frosties and drinking some champagne as he sits in victory lane. Good race today. The drivers have loaded up and they're ready to go to Kentucky for a race that'll start in the day and run into the night. After that, we go to the dirt racing in Ohio at Eldora Speedway. We'll see you in these next few races, and that'll make a third of the season. We'll see you next week at Kentucky.